Hey, welcome back. I'm Evan Brand, board certified in holistic nutrition, also a functional nutritional therapy practitioner. Let's do a quick functional medicine Q&A. Gather these questions from my Instagram page. We're going to dive right in. A question about why I always get nausea on and off in the spring, bad headaches too. Well, nausea is typically related to an issue in the gut. It could be a bacterial issue, a fungal problem, a candida issue. So my first recommendation would be let's get 2 tests done. Number 1, organic acids. Number 2, GI map stool test. With that data, we may find that you have histamine-producing bacteria in excess in your gut, and we can use specific herbal antimicrobials, herbal antifungals to address whatever's happening there. For the bad headaches, it also could be related to histamine in the gut. So that's the first place to look. How do I get rid of constipation and bloating? A lot of this is tied into gut bacteria. Not to sound like a broken record, but I've run thousands of stool tests, and almost everyone on this planet, including even young children that are 18 months old being brought into my practice, are having issues with dysbiosis, meaning an imbalanced flora. Bad bacteria that are too high, good bacteria that are too low, and this creates massive issues with brain chemistry, hormones, nutrient deficiencies. And so for constipation and bloating, we're going to approach it the same way. We're going to use specific herbs based on what we find in the labs to fix that. Now, easy solutions for constipation, you may be able to add in something like our electrolytes. It's a best-selling formula called Hydration Essentials. That is about 1,700 milligrams of vitamin C along with ribose and taurine and other flavonoids in there to help you with mineral balance. That does tend to help move the bowels with the vitamin C. You could even go up to 2 scoops. That puts you at 3,400 milligrams of vitamin C. I would find it very rare if you're not pooping after taking that. Is it okay to take binders while living in mold or wait until we have moved? Absolutely, you should be taking binders. If you're still getting exposed to mold on a daily basis, you have to do whatever you can to help stop the buildup of that toxicity in your body. Now, genetically, there's a significant portion of the population that does not detox mold well. Therefore, if you're still living in mold, you should start the detox process now. Think of it as a seesaw. If your rate of exposure is greater than your rate of detox, you're going to suffer. But if you can counteract that seesaw and you can start to increase your binders and your detox support, supporting lymphatic drainage, supporting your bowels, that can help you to hold steady while you're waiting to find a new, hopefully non-moldy environment. Whole house water purifying system brands, RO versus distilled, which is better? RO is definitely better. I don't recommend drinking distilled water. Put that in your clothes iron, but that's about it. I personally have a carbon-based system, and it's going to retain the minerals better compared to an RO system. I've actually done a really expensive, like $795 water test to look at PFAS and other chemicals in my water, and it turned out to be extremely clean. So I'm very happy with a carbon-based system. I'm not opposed to RO though. Can COVID or long haul trigger someone to have issues with mold toxicity that previously did not? Yes, absolutely. We're seeing in the literature that what the virus and the injection is doing to the immune system is creating massive histamine intolerance and what's called mast cell activation syndrome, or MCAS. And what that's doing is it's driving up inflammatory cytokines, creating increased sensitivities to chemicals, to mold, to pesticides, and other compounds that people previously did not react to. We've had a lot of women in the clinic say that after they had the virus or the injection, they can no longer wear perfume. They had to switch to unscented laundry detergent, which is a great idea anyway because those things are incredibly toxic. Fragrance is a word that could mean thousands of chemicals, so you absolutely should go fragrance-free anyway. But yes, we are seeing that in the literature and in the clinic. Check out my Long Haul Warriors course. We'll link to it below. It took me 6 months just to do the research on that course. I put a lot of work into that, explaining about long haul and what you can do to fix it, including exact protocols I've used clinically. Erectile dysfunction issues for hubby. Already on T and serum levels look okay. What else can we look at? Well, erectile dysfunction has a multitude of factors, but obviously coagulability, blood flow issues, nitric oxide are some of the places we look. So we can use things like arginine, citrulline, and other amino acids that increase the vascular function. Sometimes we get good benefit with erectile dysfunction that way. Sometimes we use specific adaptogenic herbs. You could check out my male tonic formula that has tribulus and other herbal adaptogens to help with testosterone production. I take it personally. It's been a game changer. Sleep apnea, that's also a very under-recognized, under-diagnosed condition. You can do at-home sleep apnea test. He could have sleep apnea, and that could be driving some of the erectile dysfunction. Mold obviously affects blood flow as well, so I would look there. Lyme disease as well, I would look in those places. Why is mold and mold toxicity so demonized in allopathic medicine? Well, this is because it challenges what they've been taught in medical school. You could talk with my friend Dr. Paul Saladino. We've done videos on this. We've done hours of content on his YouTube channel about this, and he'll tell you, as someone who has his MD, they don't teach you about mold or mycotoxins in medical school. And truthfully, this creates a little bit of fear and uncomfortable sensations for these practitioners if you go to ask them about that and they don't know what to say. Occasionally, you'll come across a doctor who will prescribe cholestyramine off-label, which is a cholesterol-lowering medication that happens to be amazing for mold toxicity. However, I find that it's few and far between that you'll get an MD to address this. So hopefully that will change. Hopefully with functional medicine content like this, we'll be able to change, and all the MDs out there will help with this condition because it's a massive epidemic. Question about erectile dysfunction after COVID. Yeah, we just talked about that a couple questions ago. This is a totally different person, though. So pretty interesting that we're seeing that. It is showing up in the literature as well. So this is a huge problem with blood flow, with inflammation. There's likely a nervous system component to this as well. Some sort of limbic system activation, this fight or flight mechanism that's happening. This is why people under stress, they're having issues with erections, because you're running from a threat. You're running from a bear. The last thing you want to do is pop a boner while you're running through the woods from a tiger. You're going to, hit it on a tree or something, right? So like this idea of stress and nervous system dysregulation, that's also related to the virus and to the injection. All right, so this is Evan Brand signing out. If you need help from a functional medicine perspective, I would love to help you. I've been in the functional medicine space for a decade plus now, putting out 12 plus years of podcasts. I run more labs than almost anyone in the world. These labs now train doctors using my educational materials. I create webinars for these labs to then educate conventional medical doctors and other people trying to get into functional medicine. My supplement brand, auraroots.com, has massive benefit for your personal health, for your family's health. We have our Pure Digest enzymes, which are massively helpful for improving fat, protein, carbohydrate digestion. We have our carnivore collagen. That's our grass-fed beef that we get from Sweden. Incredibly clean, very easy to digest if you're trying to maintain or grow muscle mass. You want an easy protein source for your children in the morning. You can make them a smoothie with that. It's absolutely phenomenal. And if you need further help, evanbrand.com, you can reach out for one-on-one consultations. And then also betterbellycourse.com. That is my flagship course where you can learn how to implement functional medicine testing into your day-to-day life and how you can use specific protocols to fix your issues. Take care.